To begin, come into child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart, lengthening out through your spine as you release your forehead down towards the floor. Drawing back through your hips, focusing in on slow, deep breathing. Inhaling into the back of the ribs and exhaling completely, using extra low belly strength to get out a little bit more at the end of the exhale. Take a moment to settle into your body, settling into your practice. Begin to rise up onto the palms, walking your hands back. Draw your knees together. Seated on the heels, reach your arms behind your back, interlacing your fingers, drawing your low ribs in. Palm towards palm, begin to stretch your knuckles down towards the floor as you lift up through the chest, keeping the belly in as you puff up through the heart, touching your knuckles down to your feet or to the floor. Releasing and bringing your palms down right underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips, finding tabletop position. Lifting the tailbone, lift up through the front of the chest, take your gaze up, inhale. Exhale to round, tailbone down, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the back of the heart. Inhale, draw the shoulders back. Exhale to round, lift the pelvis up towards the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest. Coming into a neutral spine, extend your left leg straight back, reaching your right arm forward. Take the chin and gaze down. Lift your arm and leg up higher. Inhale. Exhale, tapping elbow to knee. Extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. Exhale. Bring your right palm down, turning the right toes towards the right edge of the mat, coming into side plank variation. Reaching your left arm right by the left ear, pressing your left foot down into the floor. Left palm comes back down to the mat. Bringing the left knee as you extend the right leg parallel to the floor, reaching left arm. Inhale. Exhale, tapping elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, pull the belly in. And bringing left palm down, turn the left toes out and plant your right foot down firmly into the mat as you reach your right arm right by your right ear. Press your left hip up towards your right. Bring your right palm back down to the floor. Come back into your tabletop position. Tucking toes under, lift the tailbone high, downward dog. Lengthening through your spine, release the head and neck. Plant your palms down into the floor and root your big toes, spreading all 10 toes apart to root the feet into the mat. Pull your chest back towards your thighs as you stretch your hips away from your shoulders, rooting the thighs back. Slow, deep breath here as you begin to stretch through the back, through the legs. Lifting your heels up as you inhale and exhale, bringing the heels back down towards the floor. Inhale, come up on the toes and slowly walk forward to the front of your mat. Try to stay up on the toes if possible as you bring your feet forward, hip width distance apart. Release your head and neck, soften your knees and fold, taking ragdoll. If it feels more appropriate, you can grab on to opposite elbow and just let your shoulders stretch down towards the floor. Just allow your upper body to melt, bringing awareness into the backs of your legs. Hands come to your hips, inhale, flat back, and come all the way up to standing, reaching the arms above the head, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, step back to plank. Lower knees down to the floor. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, elbows straight back, come down halfway. Inhale, back up. Exhale, make sure the shoulders don't drop. This time, lift the knees. Inhale, drop the pelvis, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Tucking toes under, glide the hips back to the heels, plant the palms, downward dog. Taking a few breaths here to reset the spine. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, reach high, maybe reach back. Exhale, hands to heart. Namaskar. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift, step back to plank. Lower down through Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale to fully empty. Step to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rise up, reach high, reach back. Exhale, fold, back down to the floor. Inhale to flat back. This time I'm going to jump back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. You can vary the vinyasas as you like, depending on what's appropriate for your practice today. Finding the breath. After the exhale, step or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Sink the hips back, knees behind the toes as you reach the arms up. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold back down to the floor. Inhale, flat back. Chaturanga. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Pivot back, heel down. Inhale, the arms up. Virabhadrasana A. Exhale, palms down to the floor. Step back. Chaturanga, maybe with the right leg lifted. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Step to the top of the mat. Back heel pivots down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, palms to the floor. Chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. A big breath in. And a cleansing breath out. Gaze forward, bend the knees. Hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folds. Set the hips back. Inhale, reach the arms high, belly in. Extending your left leg straight back behind you, airplane pose, reaching your fingers towards the back corners of the wall behind you, lifting the chest. Bringing your left knee behind your right, dancing Shiva pose. Extending the left leg back, inhale the arms up into high lunge. Sink the hips down lower, pull the low ribs in, lift up and lengthen through your chest. Bring your left palm down to the floor, reaching your right arm high. Roll onto the outer edge of your back foot, lifting your right leg for side plank. Maybe stepping the right toes back, coming into wild thing. Pressure left hip up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze forward as slow motion as you can. Keep the right arm high and step the right foot to the top of the mat. Pull your belly to your back to try to slow it down. You're bending the front thigh. We'll take warrior two. Relaxing the shoulders as you spread through the fingertips, sinking the hips down. Reverse your warrior, sliding your backhand down your back leg. And straightening the front leg as you reach your right arm forward, windmilling, right fingertips down, left arm up towards the ceiling, stacking the shoulders, Trikonasana. And try to lengthen out a little bit more through the right side of your torso. And bringing your left palm down to the floor, glide your right hip back. Soften the outer edge of your left hip and fold over the front leg. If you'd like here, you can step the back foot in a step or two closer. Bringing your palms back to the front of the mat, Pivot onto the ball of the back foot. Into lunge, step the back foot forward, sink the hips back, Utkatasana. Extending your right leg behind you, parallel to the floor, straighten the left, reach the arms back, roll your shoulders back, lifting the back leg higher. Bring your hands to your heart and your right knee behind your left. Make sure the left knee is behind the left toes for dancing Shiva. Extending the right leg, step back. Inhale the arms high, coming into your crescent lunge. Drawing your tailbone down towards the floor as you inflate up through your heart, reach through your fingertips. Windmilling right palm down. Take your gaze up to your left hand, stack the shoulders, roll onto the outer edge of your back foot, Vashisthasana. You can take your favorite variation of side plank. I'm going to take mine into a wild thing, pressing right hip up towards the ceiling, open the heart, relax the neck. And from here, slow motion, stepping the left foot forward. Keeping the left arm up nice and high as you work your left foot to the top of the mat. Pivoting back heel down, take warrior 2. And squeeze the back inner thigh. Draw your shoulder blades together, reverse your warrior, piercing your left fingertips behind you like an arrowhead. And straightening front leg as we reach forward, pressing your left hip down and back towards your back heel to come into your triangle pose. Your left hand can lay wherever it feels comfortable. It can be reaching down towards the floor. You can release the hand anywhere on your left leg. Folding now over the front leg for our pyramid, gliding your left hip back. Just releasing your forehead down towards your shin to get a nice stretch. Coming into a runner's lunge. From here, step the back foot forward to the front of the mat. Set the hips back, inhale, reach the arms up. Coming into our fierce pose. Let's take a twist here to the right. Bring your left arm to the outside of the right thigh. Make sure that your left knee doesn't shift forward here. Maybe open up through the arms, stacking the shoulders. Take your gaze up to your right hand. Keep sinking your hips down. Exhale to fold, forward bend. Wiggle your feet apart, about hip width distance, hooking onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale as you fold in towards your thighs. You bring the belly close to the legs. As you lift from the backs of your legs, lengthen your heart down towards the floor, forehead towards your shins. And releasing the toes, bringing the feet back together. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, twisting to the left, right arm to the outside of the left thigh. Keeping the knees side by side, hips are square. If it feels good, go ahead and open up through the arms, creating space in the chest. And fold back down to the floor, bow the head. Inhale, back into your chair. Standing up tall, lift the right thigh parallel to the mat as you goalpost your arms out to the side, bending your elbows. One-legged Tadasana. Wrap your right arm underneath your left and cross your right thigh on top of your left. Eagle pose. As you shift your weight into the left heel, sink the hips down. Draw your shoulders back and your elbows down to create a really nice sensation in the upper back. Just keep squeezing arms and legs together. The more you squeeze, the more stable you'll feel. Release here into a standing split, right leg up towards the ceiling. Lifting the back of the left leg. Engage through your pelvic floor muscles. This creates a little bit more access to opening up the hamstring safely. Come back into chair pose. Standing tall on the right leg as you lift your left thigh parallel to the floor, cactusing your arms out to the side. Wrapping left arm underneath the right, left leg on top of the right. Try to hook your left toes on your right calf. As you sit down, balance the weight in your heel. Shoulders draw back as the elbows draw down to create a nice stretch. Keep squeezing in deeper and deeper. Slow breath. Ready to explode here out into standing split. Left leg extends up towards the ceiling any amount. And as you fold the spine long over the right leg, maybe take your gaze up to your left toes. Releasing your left foot back down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a moment to reset the spine, the body, the breath. Breathing deeply through the back of the throat. Powerful, mighty Ujjayi breath. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Pivoting back, heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Open up through the right side. Windmilling, right hand down towards the floor. Extending your left arm right to the outside of your ear. Extended side angle. Lowering the hips down towards the floor. Use your right arm to press the right knee back as you open your heart up towards the ceiling. Bringing your left hand to your hip, heel and toe the back foot in towards the top of the mat. When you feel the weight shifts into the right leg, reach your right hand forward, lifting your left leg parallel to the floor. Maybe even a little bit higher, reaching your left arm up towards the ceiling for Ardha Chandrasana. Actively pressing through the left leg, fan the toes on the left foot, open up through the heart. Begin bending your front thigh until it's parallel. Step back into warrior two. Maybe take the feet a little bit farther apart. Straightening the front leg, pivot the right toes in. Inhale, exhale, hinge at your hips, folding down in between the legs. You can grab onto the outside edges of your feet if you'd like here. I'm stepping my feet a little bit closer just to engage more of a stretch. Stretching your forehead down towards the mat. You can also rest your head on a block here too. It might feel nice. Just lengthening out through the spine as you lift through the backs of the legs and hips. Release hands to the center of your feet and pivot to the right. Coming into a low lunge. Drop the back knee, plant the left palm down. Pivoting right toes out to the edge of your mat. Bring your right hand to your right thigh. And taking a twist here, reach the right arm behind you. Maybe catch onto the back foot. And then from here, rolling the right shoulder deeper into the back as you gaze past the right shoulder. Releasing from here onto the outer edge of the back foot, come into side plank, your Vashisthasana. Your right palm comes down to the floor, lower down slowly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Step to the top of the mat. Pivot back, heel down. Inhale, reach high, warrior one, right into warrior two. Exhale. Reversing the warrior. Windmilling left palm down to the inside of the left foot. Extending through your right arm. Reach it right behind the ear. Try to sink your hips lower and lower. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Hips press forward, open the heart up towards the ceiling. Bring your right hand to right hip, heel and toe the back foot in closer so that you can shift weight onto the left leg, reaching your left hand like a little claw here. Ardha Chandrasana. Stack your shoulders, fan the right toes on your foot and energetically press through both legs, drawing energy into the center. From here, slow motion, step back into warrior two. Doesn't have to be perfect. And maybe adjust the feet if needed, settling into your pose. Straightening the left leg, pivot left toes in. Inhale, exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. You can take any variation you'd like here, maybe a bind. I'm going to pulling feet together. Whatever variation you're taking, just take a moment here to slow your breath. Breathing deeply through the back of the throat. If you're in headstand, come back into your straddle and pivoting to the left. Lower the back knee down to the mat, untuck the toes, plant the right palm, bringing your left hand to left thigh. Left toes will be pivoted out. If you'd like here, reach behind you, find the back foot coming into a bind. Try to keep the shoulder blades in the back here as you spin the gaze. And from here, we're going to roll onto the outer edge of the right foot, stepping into Vashisthasana. Pressing hips up actively towards the ceiling. Flex the feet. Come into plank. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale your right leg up, bringing your right knee behind your right wrist for half pigeon lunge. Try to lower your hips and pelvis down towards the floor. Come up on the hands, lift the chest, inhale. On the exhale, lead with your heart, folding over the right shin. Release your forehead down towards something, whether it be your arms, stacking your fists, a block, or the mat. Just allowing yourself to melt down towards the floor. Releasing as much tension as possible. Lots of breathing here. Just using your breath to comb through the body. I'm going to add a shoulder opener here. You can thread the left arm underneath the right if you'd like. Reach the right arm behind the back. Clasping your hands on your foot. It's making sure that the breath is always deep and free throughout your entire practice. Come back up onto the palms, tuck back toes under, step back, downward dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky, bringing left knee behind the left wrist. I'm working my left foot as close as possible towards the right wrist. It doesn't need to be perfect, just find your edge in the pose. Settle the hips down towards the floor. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, releasing forward to fold over left shin. Releasing your forehead down. Just breathing deeply so that your breath is louder than any sensations you're feeling. We're not trying to shut anything out. We're just focusing mostly on the breath, using it to comb through any tight areas. Maybe a shoulder opener here, threading right arm through, reaching your left arm to clasp onto the toes. Surrendering here down to the floor. Begin to make your way back up, tucking back toes under, step back, downward dog. I'm going to do a jump through here. You can step or jump through. I'm coming up on fingertips. Gaze forward, flex the feet to jump through. And coming down all the way onto the back. For spine twist, make a letter T shape with the arms out to the side. As you lower your knees down to the right, gaze to the left. Trying to be completely passive in this pose. You just allow your body to drop down to the floor. Drop your bones, drop your skin, and breathe. Switching sides. Taking your legs to the left, gaze to the right. Dropping everything down to the mat. Breathing through the back of the throat. Taking the knees back to center. And hug the thighs in towards the belly. Reach the hands towards opposite elbows and press your back down onto the mat. Just releasing the legs straight. Spread the heels apart, just a little bit wider than the hips, extending your arms out to the side with the palms up. Closing your eyes. To move into our final resting pose, final meditation. You can stay here as long as you'd like. Thank you so much for sharing your practice. Namaste.